Yo, what's good? We back at it. We making a video today that I honestly didn't really want to do this, but as time goes on, his trolling gets more absurd as the day goes by. He really wants us to believe that his weak bait is his honest opinion. I just have a very hard time believing it. Let's say it is his honest opinion. It still doesn't make any sense. So what we're going to be doing is just breaking down his criticisms of Ghost of Tsushima, which is actually a pretty good game. I wasn't excited for it, but I got my hands on it, and I can't really sit here and say that the game is garbage. And he says you're an idiot if you bought Ghost of Tsushima, right? But what does it make him for buying Call of Duty every single year? We can't just sit here and say I bought it so I can tell you guys how bad it is, because everybody already knows Call of Duty is a trash game. So my question to Young Defiant is, why have you bought every Call of Duty that has released this generation? Because honestly, in my opinion, if you have bought Call of Duty after Advanced Warfare, that makes you a idiot. And you don't have any right to call anybody else an idiot. So we're going to be breaking down why Ghost of Tsushima is garbage and you're an idiot for buying it. Here we go.
Ghost of Tsushima is nothing but another one of Sony's boring, generic, cinematic walking simulators that only idiots with bad taste will actually enjoy.
Wait, stop right there. Only 10 seconds in and we already have an extremely bad take. So I would personally like to understand what this man considers a walking simulator, because this game is not a walking simulator. You do walk or ride on your horse to get to your destination, where you are then either moving like a spy, stealth missions where you gotta sneak around, assassinate people, or maybe going to a place that you have to invade and you're slicing off various different samurais' heads. You're stabbing people, you're killing people, you're fighting people, you're dodging attacks, you're throwing smoke bombs, you're throwing kunai, you're shooting your bow and arrow, usually in a fight once you walk to your destination. Well, so if you're saying it is a walking simulator, why, yes, you do walk to get to your destination to where you're not walking once you get there. But if that makes a walking simulator, then I guess you got a point. Well, what I consider a walking simulator would be a game like Death Stranding. Now, if you said Death Stranding is a walking simulator, you'd have a point, because the game really consists of you walking around delivering packages, and you pretty much have to balance your walking in a way that your packages don't fall. But this game, a walking simulator? That's an extremely bad take, sir. The troll is obvious.
If you want to see a truly pathetic group of individuals, then look no further than Sony fans, because instead of them demanding quality games, quality experiences, they instead demand garbage and are fine purchasing and playing complete garbage.
Oh man, I'm still waiting for you to make some sense here. You say Sony fans as if in order for you to be playing this game, you have to be a Sony fanboy, which isn't really accurate. And in order for you to enjoy this game, you would have to be a Sony fanboy, which also isn't really accurate. Have you ever considered that people play games without necessarily being a fan of Sony or a fan of Sony products, but just happen to own a PS4 and are like, let me buy this game that I believe looks good? Also, I'm still waiting for you to explain why it's garbage and why I'm an idiot if I buy it, and why this game isn't quality. So we're going to continue this and see if he ever explains why this isn't a quality game.
Remember when PlayStation delivered unique and compelling video game experiences? Yeah, me either. It's been so long, it's like I got Alzheimer's in this motherfucker. Can't remember a goddamn thing. Now they produce nothing but the same boring, uninspiring walking simulators that everyone plays for a day at most and then drops. I mean, these games just do not last. No replayability to be found.
Okay, so I am still waiting for this man to explain to me why this game is boring, uncompelling, and the same old shit as every other game released on PS4, and I'm also waiting for this man to explain how this game is a walking simulator. He seems to just be throwing out various different terms that don't really describe Ghost of Tsushima, but he continues to make it seem as if these terms do apply to Ghost of Tsushima. So we're going to continue forward and see if he explains. And he also said that everybody played this game for a day and dropped it, but everywhere I see people talking about this game, I'm constantly hearing that they can't put it down. The game is addicting, and the game does so many things well. So I would like to get an idea of where he's getting his information from about this game. And I would also like to know, what part of the game is it where we review games that we haven't played? I'm curious, but we're going to continue.
I mean, these games just do not last. And there's a reason for that. These are one and done games. Games that you play for, again, a day, a weekend at best, and then move on, forget about. You're not going to come back to these games years later like, oh, I'm in the mood for some Last of Us Part 2. No one cares about these games. No one's still talking about any of these PlayStation 4 exclusives. They're all done.
Sorry to reiterate this, but I'm still waiting for him to explain why Ghost of Tsushima is a bad game, why it's unoriginal, uncompelling, and most of all, why it's a walking simulator. Sorry to reiterate this, but I need this insight because he's not giving it to me. And also, he's making the claim that single player story games are one and done. Who would have guessed that I would play a, let's say, 65-hour story-driven game, completed the story, and I don't come back to it? Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that I would beat a game, probably talk about it the week I beat it, and then move on to talk about other things? Who would have guessed? And let's say, oh, I didn't come back to this game years later, or I'm years later when I've moved on to other games that are important right now, that I would be thinking about a single player game I beat years ago. I mean, some people do that, but I mean, do you really expect the majority of the gaming population that is currently focused on the games that released this year to be like, hey, let me play that game that released years back? Does that mean that the game sucks? It doesn't mean that the game sucks, clearly, but I think you know that. There's been plenty, actually, I'm pretty sure there's been plenty of games that you've beaten that were great that you didn't go back to. I'm sure of it, because there's been plenty of great games that I beat and I didn't go back to and replay it over and over again. But like I said, we're gonna continue and see if he ever tells us why this game sucks. Let's go.
It's crazy. There's a reason these games just aren't selling. The Last of Us Part 2 was a flop. God of War was a flop. Spider-Man PS4 was a flop. Horizon Zero Dawn was a flop. There's a reason why Sony games are always on sale, because no one is buying them. They have to practically beg people to buy these shitty games. That's how bad things have gotten. Every time I'm on Amazon, every time I'm on Best Buy, they're practically shoving in my face, hey, buy 2 get 1 free. Buy 1 get 3 free. They're just throwing these Sony games at you, and they're always PlayStation exclusives. God of War, what was that, like $9.99? Horizon Zero Dawn was like $9.99. Uncharted, what else? Detroit. Just all of these games are always on sale. The Last of Us Part 2 is already on sale, and again, it hasn't even been a month since release.
So if we're gonna go by what Young Defiant is saying, only PS4 games go on sale. Yeah, that sure makes sense. Clearly he doesn't know a thing about PC gaming or Steam sales, which are multi-platform games that are on multiple platforms, and they go on sale quite often. Steam actually has very steep sales all the time, and guess what aren't on the Steam sales? Sony exclusives. Yeah, and he lied in this part too. He said that The Last of Us is already on sale and it just dropped like a week ago.
Let me check Amazon. Yup, $60. Let me check Best Buy. $60. Let me check GameStop. Maybe it's on sale on GameStop. As of today, nope. $60. So, there we have Young Defiant blatantly lying. He said that it's only Sony games going on these steep sales, which is clearly not true. And he also said The Last of Us 2 is already on sale, which is also not true. But if you leave it up to these Young Defiant fanboys in his comment section, Young Defiant spits pure, unadulterated facts, and he never lies. And if you say anything other than that, you're clearly just a hater. This is too easy.
Things have gotten completely out of hand for PlayStation, man. Things have gotten insanely bad. I mean, back in the day, PlayStation games practically sold themselves. I mean, they were selling left and right. People couldn't wait to get their hands on that new PlayStation product. But not anymore. How is it that PS1 games and PS2 games are more expensive than PS4 games? Aren't new games supposed to be more expensive? It's new hardware. It's new. People see new, and they are willing to pay whatever for it because it's new. They're sheep like that. So it should be working in Sony's favor. But yet, games from the PS1 and PS2 era have a higher price tag on them right now than PS4 games? You go on eBay, you look up any of those classic PS1 games, classic PS2 games, they're going for crazy money. Look up any of these PS4 games and they're going for below. Where is the logic here?
Man, you're way too obvious. This is clearly bait. And it's sad that I even have to do this video, but like you said, you made a pretty ironic statement. You said, where is the logic here? And that is what I am asking myself currently, because you said that all the PS4 exclusives have been flops, but I would like to know what constitutes as a flop to you. 16 million for Uncharted 4, is that a flop? 13.2 million for Spider-Man, is that a flop? God of War 10 million, is that a flop? Last of Us Remastered 10 million, is that a flop? Horizon Zero Dawn 10 million, is that a flop? Young Defiant is probably thinking right now, well, there's 40 million PS4, so yeah, it's a flop. But he's completely ignoring the fact that everybody's into different genres. There's people that are in sports game and bought a PS4 only to play sports games. There's people that only like shooting games and bought a PS4 only to play shooting games. There's people that literally only play Fortnite. There's people that literally only play 2K and Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty. While there's people that are into all types of games who play action adventure games or whatever exclusive is dropping. It's just all types of gamers. That argument is easily debunked, so I would appreciate it if you don't use that argument anymore. It doesn't really make any sense. And none of the games you mentioned have been flops according to the sales. And also, did you honestly just say that old games, there's PS1 and PS2 games reselling on eBay for more than the retail price of PS4 games? And you asked how? Did you really just ask how are older games reselling for more than the retail price of current games? Did you there's no way that you're seriously asking that question. No sane person on this planet that is a gamer or has any knowledge about video games would ask a stupid question like that. It just doesn't make sense. That's like saying, how come these Jordans are reselling for more than the retail price of these Jordans? Like, dude, the retail price is the retail price. It's $6 regardless. These games are reselling for that price because they are valuable games from the past that have a limited quantity. You can't just go out and get them. So people that still have these games, they're like, hey, let me increase the price on these. Let me hike up the price due to the quantity being limited, but the demand for it being high. It's simple. It's very simple. You should have learned this in economics class in high school, but you claim to be a high-level thinker. A high-level thinker is asking the question of why resellers are reselling a game for higher than the retail price. Yep, you sure are a high-level thinker. This is too easy. I already exposed you as a troll before, but you just get more and more obvious as time goes on. I hope this is the last video I ever have to make, because this is getting sad at this point. But let's go on. I'm really getting tired of listening to this audio, but we're going to continue to unpack everything he's saying here. And once again, he still hasn't explained why Ghost of Tsushima is a bad game. And we're pretty long into his audio.
In fact, I'm actually going to speed up the audio because he just begins rambling at this. You'll see.
But now no one wants these garbage PlayStation games, and I don't blame them because they're not games. They're movies, cutscene simulators. You don't actually need to purchase these products. Just turn on a walkthrough, grab some popcorn, grab a drink, some snacks, and enjoy the latest Sony movie. Enjoy the show. It Ghost of Tsushima is no different. This is just another movie game. You'll watch a walkthrough of it, you'll get your fix, and then you'll move on. You'll play it for a day, and then you'll move on. This game will flop. It'll be on sale by the end of the week. Before it comes out, I'm already seeing, it hasn't even released yet, I'm already seeing deals and everything. They're just begging you to buy this game. It will be on sale faster than you can even blink an eye. That's how these games are just flopping all over the place. And wow. Not one Sony game can remain at a retail price. It just has to keep lowering and lowering and lowering just to get people to buy them. Damn, man. I mean, if that's what you got to do to get people to buy your games, then obviously something's wrong. And on top of that, you have a game like Ghost of Tsushima that gets hype upon hype. We're seeing advertisements for it everywhere. Sony has just put the budget everywhere, letting you know Ghost of Tsushima is about to come out. It's about to be the next PlayStation 4 exclusive that's hot. But when I go on Metacritic, all I see is an 84. An 84. You have all of these paid reviews from Sony. You have all of this advertising for Sony. And the best you can do is muster up a measly 84 on Metacritic. That's it. That is just pathetic. I mean, PlayStation exclusives are just not getting high scores anymore. Final Fantasy VII Remake, 87. A game with years upon years of hype. Spider-Man PS4, 87. Horizon Zero Dawn, 89. These games just cannot hit 90 to save their goddamn lives. By the way, and on the flip side of that, PS1 and PS2 games practically shit at 9s and 10s with no effort. And now look how far the mighty have fallen. If your games have this many things going for them as far as paying for reviewers to say good things, because let's be honest, no reviewer that wasn't paid off would actually say Ghost of Tsushima is a good game. So you got the paid reviews, you got the artificial hype, you got all this advertising that you're doing. And
quick interruption. A game that he hyped up quite a lot, Dragon Quest XI, actually got an 86 on Metacritic. But according to Young Defiant, if it does not have a 90 on Metacritic, it is not a good game. We'll continue.
And yet, these games can still not even reach a 90 on Metacritic. You obviously are doing something wrong. Go back to the drawing board, Sony. You're just not what you used to be. And this is the time for you to, gather your thoughts and come up with a new strategy. Okay, our games aren't selling. Okay, our games are flopping. Okay, our games are not hitting the scores that they used to. The games are the same thing over and over again. Yes, we have the diehard idiotic Sony fanboys that will buy anything, but we need to pull other people in. Those diehard idiotic Sony fanboys are not going to continue to save you. So you can't keep relying on these idiots because they have mental problems anyway. You can't rely on a mentally ill individual. But you can't keep relying on them, Sony. You have to rely on the real gamers like us, but the real gamers like us want good games. We don't want trash like this. Again, I've already made a video talking about how bad this game is, so I'm not going to go into depth, but just to sum it up, this is just nothing but an Assassin's Creed ripoff with bad gameplay, clunky gameplay, that's so boring it'll have you get some of the best sleep you ever had in your life, a boring cliche storyline, subpar graphics. There's nothing good about Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, if you have listened to the facts I spit in this video and you still say, hey, I want to buy Ghost of Tsushima, there's clearly something wrong with you. If you want to be pathetic and allow yourself to believe in fake hype and play bad games, fine, whatever. Not everyone can be saved. Some people are just destined to be idiots. Fine. But yes, please don't consider yourself anyone of intelligence if you actually buy this game, because you're not. Ghost of Tsushima is yet another reason why Sony will never be what they used to be. Terrible game.
Oh man, so pretty much nobody who hasn't been paid off by Sony is giving this game positive reviews. There's no YouTubers that have maybe under 100 views on their video that are reviewing this game and saying it's a great game. They don't exist. Only paid off reviewers are saying that this game is good, according to Young Defiant, and it is a fact because Young Defiant said so apparently. And also it is we finally got to his reasoning for why the game is bad, because it took the entire speech that he gave, and his reasoning is it's a Assassin's Creed ripoff with clunky combat. Now, how would he know the combat is clunky? if he has never played the game. He didn't buy the game either. And that pretty much goes against everything I've heard everybody else say, and actually goes against what I've actually experienced. The combat is incredibly fluid, and it's actually better than Assassin's Creed's combat by far. Like, it's not even close to how much better this is than Assassin's Creed's combat. So I don't know where he got the information from. Please, somebody tell me where he's getting his information from about this game. And it took him that long just to say that little bit, because it, like I said in the beginning, we're looking for why he thinks this game is bad, why you're an idiot for buying it. And also, he said that he's spitting nothing but facts, but in this video, I've proven multiple times that he is not spitting any facts whatsoever. He just continues to say, oh yeah, I'm a high-level thinker. Yeah, I am better than you guys in every way. I'm the king of gaming and king of anime, and I spit nothing but raw facts. That's all he does. Like, and anybody with common sense just doesn't take him seriously. Like, it's hilarious at this point. I watch him for comedy. I'm like, yo, what is he about to say next? I guess it's cool, but if you actually think any of this is his real opinion, you're highly mistaken. He does it for shock value. He does it so people can come in his comment section and just be angry, just all up in arms. The fact that he's saying this complete nonsense, he gets off on that type of thing. He's a troll, and if you don't believe he's trolling for whatever reason, you think this is his real opinion, go to my last video where I prove for a fact that he doesn't believe the things that he says. So I'm out. It's been Blacksmith, and I have destroyed this clown once again. And like I said, you should have never lied on my name, and I would have never came for you to begin with. You feel me? But like I said in my last video, I am too petty to let you live. So that being said, I'm out.